Good morning. Get out your Chapter 9 notes, Number Sense. This is a small chapter, a short chapter, and our goal is to not use a calculator in this chapter. Okay, so we'll see how we do with that. So today we're going to do Lesson 1, Estimating Roots. Okay, a square root is a number value that when multiplied by itself gives the number. And the cube root is a number value that when multiplied by itself 3 times gives the number. Okay, so in this first box we have a list of all the perfect squares. So the square root of 0 is 0, square root of 1 is 1. So 4, 9, 16, 25, these are all perfect squares because when you take the square root of it, you get a whole number. And then in this box we've got perfect cubes. So the cube root of 0 is 0, cube root of 1 is 1, and so on. So this 27, 64, 125, these are perfect cubes. Okay? So we're going to use these 2 boxes here to help us, and your goal is to try to memorize these as well, because then you won't have to keep referring back to your boxes and tables here. So without using calculator, estimate the square or cube root. So we have the square root of 23, which is between what 2 numbers? So I look at my table, it is between 16 and 25. 16 and 25. And which one is it closer to? Well, 23 is closer to 25. And what's the square root of 25 according to the table? It is 5. So 5 is your answer. It's your estimate. Okay, so we're going to do the same idea with this one. We're going to put the 2 numbers that 4 is between. It would be between the cube root of 1 and the cube root of 8. Which one is it closer to? It's closer to the 1, and the cube root of 1 is 1. Okay, square root of 72 is between 64 and 81, according to our table. Which one is it closer to? It's actually closer to 64, and the square root of 64 is 8. Hopefully you're seeing how this is going. Pretty simple, actually. Cube root of 102 is between the cube root of 64 and 125. Which one is it closer to? Oops, the 125. It's closer to the 125, and the cube root of 125 is 5. Okay, 99 is between the square root of 81 and 100, and obviously it's way closer to 100, so an estimate would be 10. And cube root of 200 is between 125 and 216. It is closer to 216, so the estimate would be 6. Okay, flip the page. In this case, we're given the area or volume of a square or a cube. Find the missing square, the missing length, side length. So first, let's talk about the area of a square. That formula is s squared. And the volume of, I'm not going to draw a cube, we'll say right cube here. Volume of a cube is s cubed. Okay, so we're trying to find the missing side length. So they say A for area, so we know that we're going to be using the s squared one. So s squared equals 144. So to solve this, to get rid of a squared, you take the square root. That cancels them out. So looking at your table on the front, what's the square root of 144? It is 12. So the side length is 12 inches. Okay, the next one's volume. So we're going to do s cubed equals 729. So to cancel out a cube, we're going to do the cube root. So looking at the front of your paper, the cube root of 729 is 9 centimeters. And the last one is another area one, so s squared equals 25. This is one that you guys should be familiar with. So the square root of s squared equals the square root of 25. Square root of 25 is 5 millimeters. Okay, last section, same idea. We're going to do the exact same thing we just did. Okay, so we want to get rid of this x squared, we take the square root of it. So we take the square root of 49. And the square root of 49 is 7. Okay, we got cube root, so we're going to do the cube root of x to the third and the cube root of 512. That is 8. And my last one is an x squared, so we're going to take the square root of it, and the square root of 100 is 10. Please check Google Classroom for your assignment.